Today, we're diving into something that's, well, it's deeply personal. We're going to talk about how some of our most common everyday habits, things we see all the time, can have these huge, life-altering consequences on a woman's ability to have a child. So let's just cut right to it with a pretty powerful question. Could some of your habits, things you might not even think twice about, actually rob you of the joy of motherhood? It's a heavy thought for sure, but it really sets the stage for everything we need to unpack here. So, where do we even begin? Well, we have to start with the social side of things. This first part is all about a potential clash. This idea of equality misunderstood, where the fight for social equality might be bumping up against some hard biological truths.
You've probably seen this, right? In the name of equality, there's this trend where some women adopt habits that were, for a long time, mostly associated with men, like heavy smoking and drinking. It can be seen as a way of saying, hey, we're on equal footing here. But our source material is asking us to dig a little deeper than that.
And this right here, this really gets to the heart of the conflict. On one side, you have social equality, which is absolutely crucial. It's about equal rights, equal respect, no question. But then you have biological reality. And the simple fact is, male and female bodies are just built differently, and they can have wildly different reactions to the exact same things. And here's the absolute bottom line. The female body has this incredible extra power, as the source calls it, the ability to create new life. But that also means the reproductive system is uniquely sensitive. It gets hit by things like alcohol and nicotine much harder and much faster than a man's body does. Okay, so we've talked about the social angle. Now let's switch gears and get into the hard science. We're going to look at the direct physical impact these habits actually have on the body. So what are we actually talking about here? Well, it really boils down to three huge dangers to female fertility from heavy smoking and drinking. First, you've got damage to the quality of a woman's eggs. Second, and this is a big one, blockage or actual physical damage to the fallopian tubes. And third, a much higher risk of miscarriage. Now, all of these are incredibly serious, but we're going to focus in on that second point to really understand how this works. So what even is the fallopian tube? Honestly, the best way to think about it is like a super important highway. It's the one and only path that an egg can take to get from the ovary, where it starts, to the uterus, where a pregnancy can begin. If that highway is blocked, well, the journey just can't happen, not naturally anyway. And here you can see exactly how that roadblock happens. A perfectly healthy egg gets released, but its pathway, that highway we were talking about, is damaged or blocked because of these habits. And the result? The egg is literally trapped. It can't finish its journey, and that makes natural conception completely impossible. Okay, this next part is tough, because it forces us to ask, what happens when the damage is already done? This next section is called When Money Can't Help, and it really explores the consequences that you just can't undo.
You know, it's so easy to think, oh, well, we've got modern medicine now, right? There's always IVF. But here's the thing. Procedures like in vitro fertilization are not some magic fix. If the fundamental hardware of the body, like the fallopian tubes, is permanently broken, even the most expensive treatments in the world can fail.
The source includes this line that just, wow, it hits you right in the gut. It says, even after having crores of rupees, we're talking millions and millions of dollars, they yearn for a child. It's just a heartbreaking reminder that some things are truly priceless. You can't buy your health back. And tragically, the risks don't just stop at getting pregnant. Even if conception happens, these same habits can lead to another devastating outcome: premature delivery. A baby born at just 6 or 7 months has to face this incredible uphill battle just to survive, and it's a battle they so often lose. So, with all of that on the table, what now? Well, that brings us to the final and, frankly, the most important part of this whole conversation: your life, your decision. This is where it all comes back to personal awareness and personal choice. The source frames this choice in such a powerful way. It's this idea of a blessing versus a curse. The ability to create life is a profound blessing, a vardhan. But when our choices lead to irreversible damage and pain, that very same gift can start to feel like a curse, an abhishap. It's a really sobering way to think about the weight of our decisions. And listen, this message isn't just for women. For women, yes, it's a call to think about the long-term impact of today's habits on tomorrow's dreams. But for men, it's a call to be a true partner. Supporting her health is a shared responsibility. The source is crystal clear on this. Don't encourage or enable habits that could lead to a future of shared pain and regret. And so we're left with this one final question that really asks us to weigh the here and now against the future. Is a few moments of fun really bigger than a lifelong blessing? The choice, in the end, is yours.